Yeah. So pro rata allotment working. Pro rata allotment working. So now, yeah, take your own time and get it done. This 9 column. So if it's not visible, I'll increase little size. Friends, is it visible on your screen? Or
Yes, sir.
yeah, is it visible full screen, or shall I make it first 5 column, then 4 column visible? First 5 column.
No, sir, it's fine like this.
Fine. Yeah, please copy. Please copy. So therefore, don't go with the format based presentation. Just open the column what you required for the problem. So fix in a mind. So what you're supposed to do, you keep on opening the column so that you will reach. So based on this column only, we are going to pass the journal entry. So this is what allotment amount receipt. Receipt. So this is allotment due. This is application. This is application amount received. This is application amount received. So this is what actual. This is what surplus amount. So this is what surplus application amount to be adjust with allotment. Adjust with allotment due. Hello. Namaste Gurugale. Yeah. Friends done. Copied. Yes, friends, have you copied?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if copied, now under this, now let's go to the journal entries. Now let us go to the journal entries. Journal entries. To start with, first is share application. Entry, bank account debit to share application account. Bank account debit to share application account. So look out column number 3 amount. Column number 3 amount 7,10,000. 7,10,000. Column number 3 7,10,000. Next, entry number 2. So now it is what entry we passed? Bank account debit to share application. Correct? Now, before we go for allotment, my dear friend, so whatever allotment amount is there, that alone I have to reserve. If any excess is there beyond that, I have to refund. Correct? Now, look out column number 8. What is the refundable amount?
80,000.
80,000. So let us refund first. Let us refund. Then only we have to go for allotment, because whatever amount required for allotment, that alone I have to keep. Otherwise, I have to refund. Because if you don't refund, then interest on application amount, that will be called for its application. Therefore, for refund of application amount, second entry, bank account debit to. I'm sorry. Share application account debit to bank account. I'm sorry. Share application account debit to bank account. Share application account debit to bank account 80,000. 80,000. 80,000. So now, so excess amount I have refunded. So now here in after only, let us proceed to allotment. So adjust, that's a due entry, then adjust entry, payment, reset entry. That's how it has to be done. Now come to entry number 3. So now it is allotment due amount, allotment due entry, allotment due entry, share application account debit, share application amount, share application account debit, amount is 2 lakh, amount is 2 lakh, column number 4, within bracket 1 lakh shares into 2 rupees, within bracket 1 lakh shares into 2 rupees, 1 lakh shares into 2 rupees. Next, share allotment account debit, within bracket column number 6, amount is 5 lakh, within bracket show the working 1 lakh shares into 5 rupees, 1 lakh share into 5 rupee, 1 lakh share into 5 rupee. Yeah.
So no need of showing premium separately.
No. We are in due entry. Still, I have given only debits. Only debits I have given. Share application account debit for allotted shares 2 lakh, plus for the allotted shares 1 lakh shares into 5 rupees allotment due. Got it? Now next, two share capital account. Share capital account. Under that, show the working 1 lakh shares into 3 rupees. 1 lakh share into 3 rupees. That is 2 rupees on application, and out of 5 rupees on allotment, 4 rupees is premium. Therefore, 1 rupee is for capital. So that 1 rupee I have taken towards face value. Therefore it is 3 rupees. 3 rupees. So therefore 3 lakh is the amount. To securities premium account. to securities premium account. To securities premium account. Within bracket 1 lakh into 4 rupees. 1 lakh into 4 rupees. Amount is 4 lakh. Amount is 4 lakh. So this is what actually due entry. Correct? Now let us go to the next entry, receipt. Next entry, receipt. Yeah, at the time of receipt, my dear friend, whatever surplus which is there on application, so that I have to adjust to allotment. Over and above, if amount is required, that alone I have to receive. Correct? Therefore, entry, bank account debit. Bank account debit. Yeah, look out how much I have to collect in cash. Column number 8. Column number 8, 70,000. Bank account debit, 70,000. Share application account debit. Share application account debit. Yeah, column number 7. Column number 7, 4,30,000. 4,30,000 to share allotment account. To share allotment account. To share allotment account, 5 lakh. To share allotment, 5 lakh. So for this table, my dear friends, these are the entries. For this 9-column table, these are 4 entries. Have you understood? Are you there? Have you understood, my dear friends?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now allotment is over, due entry and receipt entry. Now let us go to last and final call. So they have said final call is out of 10 rupees, 3 rupees capital already received 2 plus 1. So still 7 rupees I supposed to receive. 7 into allotted shares 1 lakh. If I receive 7 lakh, so 2 entries I supposed to pass. That's all over. So there is no forfeit and reissue. Nothing is there. So that let's take in the next area. So now next entry for final call, due entry. Final call, due entry. Final call, due entry. Entry. Share final call account debit to share capital account. Share final call account debit to share capital account. Share final call account debit to share capital account. Yeah, within bracket, show the working. 1 lakh shares into 7 rupees. 1 lakh shares into 7 rupees. 1 lakh shares into 7 rupees. Yeah. Total 7 lakh. Next is receipt entry. Bank account debit to share final call account. Bank account debit to share final call account. Bank account debit to share final call account. Bank account debit to share final call account, 7 lakh. That's it. Yeah. So this is pro rata allotment. So here the story is what you have collected, because at the time of application, you would have received excess application, correct? That excess application, either you have to reject completely excess, yeah, or other way. So instead of rejecting, if you reject means the shareholders' interest that will be vanished. So therefore, if you are rejecting the application, my difference, you have to give the regret letter. Yeah. Next. Suppose if few portion you can reject, but for the balance, suppose if huge is there, at least those who have asked some shares in the proportion, instead of giving a full share, at least some shares we can give it. So rather than full, at least something. Got it? So that whatever you are allotting, that something, when we ask that full, so those component, what we call it as pro rata allotment. So for few batches full, for few shareholders in some ratio, for others some ratio like. So if it is beyond excess is there, so you can adjust with share allotment amount due. So if it is beyond that, if it is there, you can refund. Yeah. So this is what question number 19. So now let's go to the next area for discussion, which is forfeit and reissue. Forfeit and reissue. So this is in calls. This is in calls in an installment. Suppose I will call, either it is after allotment, at the stage of allotment, at whatever the stage might be. If the shares allotted, so I will ask for call money. So at that time, you have to pay the call in a stipulated time period. Yeah. If it is not paid, then company has all the right to cancel, all the right to withdraw, that is grab the shares from your hand. So that's what we call it as share forfeit. So because the company wants the money, that forfeited shares can be reissued. Forfeited shares can be reissued at whatever be the price. Usually shares cannot be issued at a discount, correct? But as an exception, forfeited shares can be issued at a discount to the maximum extent of money already collected. To the extent of money already collected. So example, now let's go to the topic of forfeit and reissue. Forfeit and reissue. Forfeit and reissue. Forfeit and reissue. Now, so forfeit and reissue, my difference. So forfeit means it is a take back and reissue. That's the meaning. Yeah. Now, at the time of forfeit, now look out. I have issued, for example, face value of shares is, for example, 10. Face value of shares is 10, and face value of shares is 10. Application 2 rupees. Allotment 3 rupees. This is face value is 10 plus 2 rupees premium. Therefore, issue price is 12. Issue price is 12. Correct? So 3 rupees is towards face value plus 2 rupees premium. So therefore 5 rupees I collected. So then first call another 2 rupees collected. So final call 3 rupees. This is how 10 rupees plus 2. Correct? Now, once a securities premium, if it is collected, it will not be refunded at any cost. It will not be refunded at any cost. It will not be refunded at any cost. Yeah. So keep in mind. So therefore, so it is a completely profit. So that should not be taken to the part of face value of the shares. Now, my dear friends. Now, out of this 10, imagine company has called up completely. Out of this application, company has called up fully. So this is up to, for example, up to fully called up, or other way around. Let us make this as second call 2 rupee, final call 1 rupee, so that it is a 10. Yeah, final call it is 10. Now, so this how, imagine company has up to this second call, it has been called up. It has been called completely. Up to this, it has been called up. So only balance is just 1 rupee alone. Company has not called. Only company alone it has not called. Only company alone it has not called. Now, so imagine how much is called up? 9 rupee. So now, suppose if imagine this 2 rupee alone is not paid. Called up is 9. Out of that, just 2 rupee alone is not paid. So therefore, 7 rupee is paid up. 9 rupee I called. Out of that, 2 rupee not paid. That's the last. Second call he has defaulted. Imagine. Second call he has default. Correct? Now, on account of this entries, my dear friends, look out. Entry, bank account, debit to share application, etc., like this, up to second call, even including due entry, I would have passed. Therefore, share capital account has been already credited with 9 rupees. Share capital account has been credited with 9 rupees. Share capital account has been credited with 9 rupee. So therefore, in 9 rupee, when shares are received back, completely called up value I supposed to return. That is a share capital 9 rupee, whatever is there, completely that 9 rupee I have to close. I have to cancel from the capital. Correct? When a capital has to be created, or when capital is increased, I receive the money, I will create the capital account credit. Yeah, capital account credit. Suppose if I cancel means share capital has to be reversed. So therefore, share capital account has to be debited with called up value. Next, paid up whatever is there. This paid up value, whatever amount 7 rupees I collected in cash, that I have to take to share forfeiture account. share forfeiture account. It is like profit. Share forfeiture account I supposed to take. Correct? Next. So since final call, so whatever that uncalled capital is there, this will be there in either calls in arrears or outstanding call account will be there. Either share and final call account outstanding or calls in arrears account will be there. So that will show, since it's a money receivable, it will show debit balance as an asset. Yeah. Now that I supposed to cancel. 2 rupees is outstanding. I have to cancel. This is how 9 rupees has to cancel. So here my difference in share forfeiture and reissue. I have the two activity. Number one is share forfeiture. Share forfeiture. Number two activity is reissue. Reissue. Correct? So reissue, on account of reissue, whatever there is a profit or loss on reissue. Profit or loss on reissue. These are the things what I supposed to do with. Now directly let us go to entry. Entry on share forfeiture. On share forfeiture, entry is my difference. Entry, first I have to cancel the capital. So therefore, share capital, this is for entry number 1. Entry number 1 on share forfeiture. Entry number 1 on share forfeiture, which is entry is share capital. Share capital account debit to share forfeiture account to call or calls in arrears. Calls in arrears account. So here example, in our example here, so example face value 10, rupees 9 called, correct? And 7 is paid. 7 is paid. Like example here what I did. So share capital is 9 rupees I have credited, therefore 9 rupees I have to reverse. Share forfeiture account 7 rupees he has paid. Call account outstanding call or share forfeiture 2 rupees will be there. So here other way around you have to write here called up value. So here paid up value, called up value, paid up value, and here this is unpaid value. Unpaid value out of the call, how much is unpaid. So this is the entry. This is the entry for share forfeiture. Next, entry number 2 on reissue. On reissue, correct? Now my difference, look out. This in our example, share forfeiture here is 7 rupee, correct? That 7 rupee I will take to share forfeiture account. Share forfeiture account, which is reserves and surplus. 7 rupees I will take here. 7 rupees I will take, correct? So that means I can reissue the forfeited shares up to the maximum of discount of 7 rupees I can give. At the time of reissue, on reissuing the forfeited shares, when I am going to reissue, I can allow the discount to the extent of earlier paid up. Already 7 rupees I collected in a cash. Therefore, since I don't want that 7 rupees, if I get it, fine. Yeah, but if I get up to 7, if I get money 3 rupees, if I collect, that is sufficient. Yeah, that's a meaning, correct? Up to the previous paid up, I can issue the discount. So now, whatever discount I issue, I will adjust in share forfeiture account. Therefore, entry on reissue. Entry is my difference. For example, so face value 10, reissued at 8 rupees. At rupees 8. So here there is no installment and all. It has to be completely, you have to pay in one shot. So therefore 2 rupees discount. 2 rupees discount. So therefore entry, whatever the discount is there, you have to adjust with your share forfeiture, which is profit. This is profit, correct? Profit. Out of this you have to adjust. So therefore entry, bank account debit. So this is reissue price. Share forfeiture account debit share forfeiture account, debit to share capital account. So here, so what is this amount? Bank. So reissue price. So this is discount or loss. This is face value. Suppose if you could able to issue at, for example, 15 rupees, reissue price is 15, correct? So that means already 7 what you have collected, that is also completely profit. That's what you collected, that is also profit. And moreover, forfeited shares, it is issued at premium, therefore there is no loss. On that also extra premium you have, that you have to take to securities premium. Got it? Now here in our example here, for example, reissue price is 8, discount is 2 rupee, face value is 10. Therefore, that 2 rupee you will adjust. That is what here share capital account you will use the 2 rupee. Share capital you will use 2 rupee. So balance whatever surplus 5 rupee here is there, that is a profit on reissue. Therefore, this has to be transferred to capital reserve. So this you're supposed to transfer to where? Capital reserve. So this you're supposed to transfer to this extra 5 rupees. What is there? Capital reserve. So whatever that is unutilized balance in share forfeiture account is there, that you're supposed to transfer to capital reserve. So therefore, next, whatever the balance is there, entry number 3. So balance in share forfeiture account. Balance in share forfeiture account. So transfer to capital reserve account. So therefore, entry share forfeiture account, which is unutilized balance or surplus on account of shares issued only, on unutilized balance or surplus on shares reissued. So whatever amount is there to capital reserve account. So I repeat, so this is surplus what you have to compute. This is recognize surplus only on number of shares reissued. Yeah. So for example here, suppose imagine 500 shares forfeited into 7 rupee. So therefore, it is 5 7s are 35. 3,500 is your profit. So that's what you will write in shares forfeited account. 3,500 share forfeited account 3,500. Correct? But out of that, imagine out of this reissued is only 200 shares. Still 300 as it is there. Correct? So that means 200 shares reissued. 200 shares are reissued at in our example 8 rupee. Correct? What is the loss per share? 2 rupee. So therefore, only loss per share I will record. So therefore, what is the profit available per share? 7 rupee. Therefore, reissued is 200 means. So what is surplus? What is available? Forfeiture account surplus available. Surplus available is equal to 200 shares into 7, which is 1400. Out of that, what is the loss? Same 200 shares into 5 into 2 rupee. So 400 rupees is the loss. Therefore, surplus is for 200 shares only. 200 shares into 5 rupees surplus. So this amount 1000 rupees I have to transfer to. This is to share capital 400. That is what utilized. Correct? So then to capital reserve account 1000. So therefore, only for 2000, 1400 I supposed to eliminate. So for still 300 shares into 7 rupee, as it is 2100, it has to come, it has to balance carry down 2100. It's supposed to carry forward for 300 shares, which is unutilized. For 300 shares, which is unutilized, it's supposed to still carry. Friends, are you understanding? So this is what the meaning for this note. Recognize surplus only for the number of shares reissued out of. So if it's a partly reissued, only for the reissued shares only, profit or loss, you're supposed to calculate. You're supposed to calculate. You're supposed to calculate. Yeah. So for not reissued shares, you should not recognize profit or loss, because on that, since it has not reissued, you cannot recognize profit or loss. So profit or loss to be recognized only on the shares which are reissued. Only on the shares which are reissued. Friends, are you understanding? Slowly. Friends, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is on forfeiture to the extent of called up. That is how much you have credited to share capital. Completely you have to cancel. Therefore, share capital account debit to the extent of called up. Out of that, whatever you already collected in cash to the extent of paid up value, I will take to share forfeiture. For the extent of uncalled capital, what uncollected, that will be reversed. That will reverse either it is a respective call, or if it is transferred to calls in arrears, that calls in arrears account will be cancelled. Calls in arrears account will be cancelled. Yeah. Next, the same shares if it is reissued at the time of reissue. So to the extent of discount what I have given, that is loss, that I have to adjust with the share forfeiture account. Correct? Over and above, suppose if any profit, suppose if it is there in a forfeiture account, that I suppose to transfer to capital reserve. Correct? So that is maximum discount on account of reissue shares I can give only to the extent of earlier paid up. Earlier paid up. How much we collected in cash? So to that extent only we can give. In our example, it is 7 rupee. 7 rupee, not even 10% this and all. I can give up to 9 rupees if it's already collected. Up to 9 rupee, I can give the discount. Correct? Then, so one important key is in a share forfeiture, surplus whatever is there, that I suppose to transfer to capital reserve. But key is only for the number of shares issued. Yeah. So if 500 shares are there, out of that only 200 is reissued. Means only for the 200 shares, what is the surplus? How much is loss? Balance, what is the surplus on account of these shares? That alone I have to transfer. For the balance of 300 shares, that is unissued, forfeited, and not reissued shares to the extent of paid up amount, whatever is there, that has to balance and carry forward as it is. Possible? Friends, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Let's go to the problem.
Yes.
Let's go to the problem. Yes. Now, Mr. Hello, that's the question, I think. Yes. So, question number 20. Mr. Hello, who was the holder of a 4,000 preference share of rupees 100 each, on which 75 per share has been called up. That means they have credited to capital account up to the called up value. Even if it's a called up due entry, I will pass. Even if it is a, what is the share application? Share final call, share call entry, share call entry, due entry, thereafter payment entry. Correct? What's the due entry?
Share call to share capital.
Correct. So that means whether he pay or not, first I will credit to capital account. That's what we call it as called up. So to that extent, you would have credited to share capital. Correct? When a default arises, only at the time of receipt. So he has not paid. Therefore, what happened? For example, share call here, 75 rupees I called up. Correct? Suppose out of all the shareholders, only 70 rupees they have. This is called up entry is share call account debit 75 to share capital account 75. Therefore, I credited already in a share capital 75. But receipt entry is, for example, only 70 rupees I have received. So for that entry is, so bank account debit 70 to call account, share call account 70. That means still 5 rupees a debit balance is showing or not? Still 5 rupees, call account will show debit balance. So therefore, at the time of forfeiting, this call account is supposed to reverse. Yeah, or other way, after this receipt entry, suppose if you would have transferred that 5 rupees to calls in arrears account, that also entries calls in arrears account debit to call account you would have passed. Therefore, calls in arrears account will show debit balance. Therefore, to close that calls in arrears, I supposed to use that account. Yeah. Now let us go further. Now, called up could not pay his dues on allotment and first call, each 25 rupees. On allotment also 25 plus final call also 25 into 2. Therefore, 50 rupees he has not paid. That means only 25 rupees he has paid. Only how much he paid? 25 rupees alone he has paid. Now, the directors forfeited the above shares and reissued. Look out, 4,000 shares they have forfeited, but reissued only 3,000 shares. Only 3,000. Still, 1,000 is not reissued. 3,000 of such shares to Mr. X at 65. At 65. So, sir, why 65? Because only 75 only is as of now called up. No. Correct? So, therefore, you have to compare this 75 and this. Therefore, minus 10 rupee. Not face value. Because here other shares also, same class of shares also called up is equal to only 75. Therefore, 10 rupees a discount per share capital paid up as 75 per share. Share paid up as 75. So therefore, 75 rupees is paid up, but we are collecting only 65 from new shareholder. Therefore, 10 rupees I have to adjust from share forfeiture account. You are required to prepare journal entries to record the above forfeited and reissued in the books of the company. Correct? So therefore, come the entry. First entry for reissue. Sorry, entry for first forfeiture. First entry for forfeiture. Entry is preference share capital account. Preference share capital account debit. So 4,000 into 75. Called up value. Yeah. So amount is. So it is less than 1 minute. It will get disconnected, my dear friends. If it is disconnected, please immediately restart.
3 lakh.
4,000 into 75, which amounts to 3 lakhs. Correct? 3 lakhs is the amount I supposed to cancel from share capital. To the extent of paid up, I have to take to share forfeiture account. So which is only paid up is 25 into 4,000 shares. 25 into 4,000 shares. 4,000 into 25, which amounts to 1 lakh. 1 lakh. Correct? Now, another 2 installments are outstanding. That is, on allotment 25 is outstanding, and on first call 25 is outstanding. So therefore, to share allotment account to